Tangent time! Hello, my little hackmons, and welcome to my new series, Tangent Time. So, because my videos are unscripted, I will often find myself going on about some minor thing that originally had to do with the video's topic, and I eventually cut that out because while I personally enjoyed the one-sided conversation with my audience, it didn't really have anything to do with the video itself. So, in Tangent Time, I'm just gonna go ramble on and on about whatever tangent I had that was cut from the video, and who knows, maybe we'll go off on some separate tangents. So, today's tangent. In my last video, which was about the Oscar nominations, I talked quite a bit about how I was upset that Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which is the movie version of the Hunger Games prequel, didn't get nominated. Somehow, eventually, I have no clue why, this turned into a discussion about Peeta, Gale, and Finnick, characters from the Hunger Games series. I have no clue how we got there. I don't know, I deleted all the clips already from my phone. Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and talk about that now, I guess. So, a huge part of the Hunger Games fandom, this is the Hunger Games equivalent to the Hogwarts house test, is, are you Team Peeta or Team Gale? And what this means is, do you think Katniss should end up in a romantic relationship with Peeta, or should she be in a relationship with Gale? Now, obviously, she does end up with Peeta by the end of the original trilogy, but there are some people that wish she was with Gale. And here are my controversial thoughts on the whole Team Peeta versus Team Gale. This really shouldn't be a shock if you know me well, but I am on Team Nobody. Because I think Katniss staying single and not having children would have been a much more powerful end to the series, because it just ends like, oh yay, she's married to Peeta and she has kids now and there's no more Hunger Games. Yay! After all that, after 3 books of pain, suffering, and awesome child deaths, we're just gonna end it like that? We did it, guys. We solved the Hunger Games. Now life is perfect. And also because, I think the love triangle aspect is the least interesting part of the franchise, at least to me. I know there's some teenage girls out there going, yes, I know, I'll hand in my Mockingjay pin now. Here's the thing. Katniss and Peeta pretending to be in love for the entertainment of an entire country. That's cool. That is really interesting. But having them actually fall in love together really undercuts the message there, and it's just really boring and cliche. I'm rereading the entire series again, and in the first one, Katniss talks a lot about how she hates Peeta. And I think that dynamic would have been so much more fascinating if they pretended to be lovers by day, but when they all go home, after all the big ceremonies, they cannot stand each other. That is a super cool dynamic. But of course, Suzanne Collins had to appeal to the audience of teenage girls who apparently thought that the best part of the book about children fighting each other to the death was the romance. That's not to say that the love story aspect of the series hasn't given us some really good moments. I really like that scene in Catching Fire when they're interviewing the tributes and Peeta lies and says that Katniss is pregnant, and the whole audience just goes insane. They're like, oh my god, you can't send a pregnant woman into the Hunger Games. It was a really clever scene, especially in the movie, where he's just casually talking about something, and he's like, if it weren't for the baby, and the whole audience just you could hear a pin drop for 5 seconds, and then they just start booing and jeering. It's so well done. I also liked it in Mockingjay when Peeta gets brainwashed. I honestly think that would have been, my most favorable conclusion to the romance subplot. Yes, I said subplot of the Hunger Games series. It's a really good turn of events. Holy frick, the guy that's loved me for 2 whole books now has now been captured and brainwashed by the enemy, and now is trying to kill me. That's cool. I'm about to say something even more controversial here. I'm already unbuttoning my Mockingjay pin. But if I was in charge of the series, if I was Suzanne Collins, I would end the series at Katniss having to kill Peeta because he's brainwashed. That would have been shocking and a great 1-2 punch after Prim dying, and now Katniss has to kill the boy that's had a crush on her for the entire series. Like, to me, that ending would much more fit the series than them just having kids and being happy now. I also don't like Peeta as a standalone character because he has only little bits and pieces of personality outside of the love story. Like, each time we think that we're going to learn some new info about who he is as a person, it always ties back into Katniss. I feel like if you were to strike up a conversation with Peeta about anything, politics, the weather, the economy, popular culture, he would talk for a couple minutes and then just suddenly pause and just go, "My Katniss!" The biggest L you can take, in my opinion, is when your entire personality revolves around somebody else. That's right. You had so little personality that you had to make somebody else your personality. Peeta would be the type of guy who only has photos of him with his girlfriend on his social media. No solo photos. Peeta the type of guy to have his eyes turn into hearts. Peeta the type of guy to be playing the guitar outside your window at night. So anyways, enough about Peeta being the type of guy. And now we're going to talk about Gale being the type of guy. Gale is so whiny. Like, at the start of book 1, both Katniss and Gale are like, yeah, we're cool, we're just friends, we have no romantic feelings for each other, just platonic. And in book 2, Gale's like, you kissed another guy? Oh my god, I'm so angry, I'm gonna go shoot a baby deer in the head, Like, him and Katniss always had such a good time going out hunting, it was a pastime for them and it was also necessary for survival. But then, when he finds out about Peeta, he's like, that's it! Shooting baby deer in the head is cancelled! Forever! You ruined it! Hunting reminds me of you, so I don't want to go hunting anymore. Now my family's gonna starve because you rejected me. Gale is like that one dude who got rejected by a girl in elementary school and still brings it up to this day. Gale the type of guy to post those sad Bart Simpson edits. We got one more bonus character to talk about now. When I start running my mouth about this character, I swear the teenage girls are just gonna come up to me and seize my Mockingjay pin from me. We're talking about Finnick now. Okay, look, I liked Finnick in the book. He was a helpful ally. But holy frick was he annoying in the movie. His whole thing is that apparently he's super conventionally attractive, so all the girls in the capital and everywhere are in love with him, but he is a girl back home that he really cares about. Okay, fair enough. But in the movie, it feels like he really revels in the attention that everyone else is giving him. Like, in the book, he's like, he doesn't really want that kind of attention, but in the movie, he's like, yeah, bring it on! Yeah, I love myself! Let's go Finnick! I don't know what it is about him in the movie, like, if it's the actor or the way he acts, but a friend of mine described him to me as he looks like a frat boy, and I think that sums it up perfectly. You know what, guys? I think, in hindsight, I think the Hunger Games might have been my asexual awakening. I mean, think about it, because, like, the entire fandom's like, oh my god, Peeta's so hot, oh my god, Gale's so hot, oh my god, Finnick's so hot, and I'm like, I don't know about you guys, but, like, not only do I find those characters not hot, I find them kind of annoying because they take up the entire screen with just love stuff when I really want to get to the interesting parts, about children fighting each other to the death. Yeah, more of that, thank you very much. I think because I thought that was the norm, I somehow tried to convince myself that I was attracted to B.T. Latier, because I thought, well, oh, he's my favorite male character in the series. That must mean I like him in the same way that, everyone else likes the other characters. Yes, that is how that works, Orwell. Even though I love the character and not necessarily the guy who plays him, he's still played by a real guy, so I now have a celebrity crush, and I'm normal now. Yeah, spoiler alert, guys. Trying to convince yourself that you find a person attractive is not going to work. I still really like BT as a character, though. He's awesome. I got this sick figurine of him and one of Virus. I wanted these bad boys to be haunted so bad when I was younger, but that's a tangent time for another day. I would also always name my Zeraora on Pokemon Showdown BT after him. Although I haven't used Zeraora since Regieleki came out. Look, I'm sorry guys, but as a wise man once said, 200 speed go burr, and that's why I haven't used him in like 5 years. Oh my god, we're supposed to be talking about the Hunger Games right now. La 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 la, this is the end of tangent time. La 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 la, if you want more please subscribe.